here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy Jones.
Good morning, good afternoon, whatever you want to say. Guess what? Yeah, Von Doom had to go to the dentist, so he won't be here this morning. How you doing there, Ricky Sakat? Good afternoon. Checking in before I go to work in an hour. Last night was so much fun with so many teams represented. I love seeing that. Thank you, Will. I also agree with you that the window of wins is 11-13. I got 11. For my Panthers, like I said, the floor 3 and the ceiling is 5 or 6. I say the same thing for the Giants. Um, I do have the contract details right here for Jared Goff. Okay, I'll let it speak for itself. In 2024, he lowered his cap hit from 32.2 to 25. So it is actually a restructure this year. It saves us 5 million. But look at the dead cap hit. Next year in 2025, it's 32.6. I'm good with that. 96 million dead cap hit. 2026 is the one that I'm concerned about. $69.6 million. And then it's 54.6, and then it's 61.6. Those are some astronomical numbers, those 3 years. Joshua Dorr in the building, Smoking Jay. Good to see everybody here. We're going to talk about that. I do have the schedule right here. Week 1, Rams, Sunday Night Football. Week 2 versus Buccaneers at home. Week 3 on the road in Arizona. Week 4 right here back at home on Monday Night Football versus the Seahawks. Week 5 bye week. Week 6 Cowboys. Week 7 Vikings. Week 8 at home versus the Titans. Then at Packers, at Texans. Then at home versus the Jaguars. Then at the Colts. Then versus the Bears. Then versus the Packers on Thursday Night Football. Then it's at home versus the Bills, then at the Bears, at 49ers on Monday Night Football, and then week 18 at home. He actually loves them because it's a throwback to when they first joined the league. He loves those jerseys because that's what they wore when they first joined the league 100 years ago, which is why those are the alternates. Nice. We are live on Roku. That's Huddle Sports Network, right? Or Sports Streaming Network? What is it? Thank you, Ken. Good to see you here. Good for afternoon. It's a great day to be a Lion. One pride from Fred. Thank you for chiming in, Ken. Um, I'm looking forward to this season. I'm looking forward to see, say what you want. I understand the lines improve, but until we see it on the field, I'm hoping they can protect Caleb Williams for you. That's all I got to say. Because otherwise, it's going to be a rough rookie season. Yep, on the Huddle Sports Network, Roku, and Fire TV. So if you want to watch us on TV, we're on Roku. The man with the face for radios on TV finally. It happened. Does that make us broadcasters now? Yeah, some things happen. Things are changing with me. I had to do something for myself. Uh, it had to do with my health. It had to do with rest and everything else. Yeah, early bye week stink. You heard Megan on the show last night. She talked about that week by bye week. It hurt the Seahawks. My, my daughter says we're going the whole season without a loss until week 15. She crazy. We need to talk about that face fade for radio. I love it. Yeah, we can talk about it. I do need to do something with it, and I know this. I'm doing the best I can. Does Goff have a no trade clause? No. And that's something I wanted to point out. We could be giving Hooker the Jordan Love slash Aaron Rodgers treatment here. Because if you actually look, 2026, it saves money to get rid of him. It probably saves more money to trade him. Because I damn sure don't want to be paying any quarterback $69 million for 1 year of play. Right, Fred Peterson. I don't mark it as a loss. If he stays the entire contract, uh, Jared Goff will be 32, which means Hendon Hooker, who is 3 years behind him, will be 29. Right, guaranteed 2 years until a potential out this season and next season, and then in the 2026-27 season. At least that's what I'm seeing here. If you look at it, that's what it shows. There's a potential out here. There's a potential out in 2027 and a potential 2028 out, of course. And that's a team option year. I haven't seen where there's a no trade clause anywhere. But even if not, we can cut them and save money after 2026, 27, or 28. Holmes always has an out. It saves money. And that cap hit saves more if you wait till after June 1st. It'll take a restructure to not make it look bad. LOL, Higby will still be out when playing the Rams. Sorry about your kneecap. League says to tackle low. Yep. No, Goff said he wanted a no trade clause. He did, is what I'm hearing. I don't know if he got it. After a prove it deal, he does a maintain it deal. So we actually lowered it and saved 5 million in cap. We also just cut T Rex, Isaiah Rex, the tight end today. Let me look and see what that says. Lions have signed tight end Sean McKeon and waived tight end Isaac Rex. So the UDFA didn't make it, but the camp invite we signed Parker Hess did. With a $69 million cap hit, it's Super Bowl or bust. Yep, it sure is. Right, that's what I was getting at. 2026 is Hooker's final deal, which he'll be 29 that year. And nowhere on Sport Trek did it say it was a no trade clause, but I'll double check it for you guys if you want me to. I have no problem with that. Paul Jones, good morning, sir. Yeah, 69 million, then it's 57, then it's 54. That's three crazy cap hits in a row. We do have a target on our back. I still see 12-5 as a realistic expectation, a possibility of 13-4, and I'll accept no lower than 11-6. Does anybody disagree with that? Paul who? Paul Jones. Um, Spot Track's been on top of more of the contract details, so I'm going to check on that one with them. 12-5 sounds good to you. All right. You say the same thing, Braylon. Okay. But I do like the fact that we restructured this year. So yes, it's essentially a 5-year deal with Goff. He actually lowered his cap hit. Yes, I saw the New York ones. Me and Von Doom have seen him for a while. He actually loves them. Says nothing about a no trade clause. And they got the exact same numbers on Sport Track. Contract notes, 113.6 guaranteed at signing. Good lord. I hate these things that automatically play ads. Lowered his cap hit this year from 32.5 to 27.3. So we gained 5 million in cap space. Okay, there is a no trade clause, but I'm just saying, no, I didn't get it. Oh shit. For some reason, your message hasn't come through, Ricky. Oh, cool. It's a restructured 5-year deal. Yeah, with that Sutton void, it could be useful. We already had to use them because we had to cut the guy we gave guaranteed money as a tight end, uh, Isaac Rex. We waived him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with my phone. No, we don't need Michael Thomas. He's a bum. He gets hurt all the time. He's a cancer in the locker room. That's why the Saints let him go. It just got here, Ricky. So now it's a no trade clause. So that means you have to cut him if you want to get rid of him. And I think after what happened in the Rams, he wanted that. Trying to say instead of squeezing every dollar out of Detroit, it was about his security. It's squeezing every dollar. Say what you want. We don't need another wide receiver. They said we're good to roll with what we got. We're going to bring up either Isaiah Williams or Jalen Calhoun. Watch, we're not going to be signing much. It's going to be a bunch of prove it deals. They don't want to do any more cap. They're going to have to roll over money. Why do we need safeties? We've got safeties. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying we got holes at. We got Branch, we got Iffy, we got Kirby, we got Brendan Joseph. We still got Brady Breeze out there. Plus, we got the guys that we just brought in, the UDFAs. I don't get it. We don't have a lot of cap to use. You never think they might have been doing that to cover up when Sutton's contract gets voided? Because after they signed Ennis and Rakestraw, we'd have been $5 million over the cap and costing late round picks. Bring back, I don't want that bum either. We don't need anybody. I don't know why everybody thinks we need people. I think they cleared the cap to make room for that non voided contract because it's a $21 million anchor. Because we haven't signed Arnold and Rakestraw yet. Everybody forgets that part of it. Sorry, you're not convinced. Brad Holmes is. Isn't that all that matters? You say you trust Brad Holmes. Why don't you trust him now? I I get sick of these arguments, really, because they don't make sense. What are you doing, Woody? Agreed, JB. The hole is our swing tackle. I don't like the idea of Skipper in an extended and emergency OT role. Muti, Sorsdal, Mahogany are OGs. Manu isn't ready as OD. Who else had OT? And I'm excited to see Antoine Green's development too. But right now, you have to pencil him in as wide receiver 5, one of the UDFAs. Go look at year 3, where he had a 1% drop rate, played the wide receiver 2 position, caught almost everything that went his way, and had almost 900 yards. If he's had time to study the playbook and get comfortable with Goff this offseason, we can expect more of that guy than what you saw at the end of last year with no offseason to learn the playbook. Mahogany was probably the biggest steal in the draft. I don't know why everybody wants to sign people. I don't think we're going to have $1 of cap left because if that contract was going to be voided, it'd have been done already. Everybody keeps forgetting that that's looming. We don't know what's going on with it. And that's the biggest question right now. Do we have about 18 million in cap space after we sign Ennis Rakestraw and Terry on Arnold? Or do we have nothing? And we are I don't understand it. I mean, we got a bunch of people on this roster, really, if you look at the practice squad and everything, plus the UDFAs. We got 90 people on this roster. Yep, Isaac Rex barely got a chance, but he was slow. He didn't get open. He was covered by everybody, and he couldn't catch. All he could do was block. So he's gone. The rotation on the defensive line and safety positions will be interesting. Absolutely. Oh man, what a day. So if you guys want to watch, you're on your TV and hear it that way. Levi breakout year. I think Levi's the odd man out this year. Mikai Wingo is what Levi was supposed to be, and he looked really good at camp, from what I understand. I heard the most stellar rookie camps was Christian Mahogany, Justin Ross, Parker Hess, Terrion Arnold, Ennis Rakestraw, Giovanni Manu, for as little as everyone said, and Vaki on special teams. Those were what was amazing. Oh, and JJ, did I say JJ Ross? Because I really want that kid on the team, but he didn't get signed. 'Yes, it's all on there. Please don't forget to like and share. How you doing, Mrs. Leonard? I am doing great, other than the fact that I found out it's a no trade clause on Jared Goff's contract. 4-year plan in place on the field and in the front office. Let's get a few titles and a ship. Yeah, exactly. That's what they've been saying. That's the goal this year, is to hoist the Lombardi. Yep, no trade clause on Goff's contract. But here's the contract details, just so you can see it, Hyder's House, because it's been out on Sport Track and Over the Cap all morning. This is from Over the Cap. The numbers match perfectly with what they have on Sport Track. Uh, he restructured this year to turn it into a 5-year deal, which get freed up 5 million 5.1 million in cap. And I think that's because the Cam Sutton contract has not been voided, and that makes it so after they sign the last two rookies, they'll have enough cap room. 32.6 is the cap hit, which is fine for 2025, but it balloons by 37 million in 2026. But the dead cap allows it to be freed up with a cut only. 2027, it saves 25 million to cut them. 2028, it saves 47. Fred Peterson. In Dallas, Skipper needs to be checked in as eligible on the very first offensive play. Dallas is trying to read that. We had better win 2 Super Bowls, absolutely. But anyways, trying to read. In Dallas, Skipper needs to be checked in as eligible on the very first offensive play. Dallas are going to regress. They did nothing but get bums besides Nealon in the offseason. Oh, I agree with that. That no trade clause is killing me. What the fuck? Goff announced it. Nice. That's great. I'm glad you get to be there. I'm trying to get my press credentials to be at every home game. I still have contracts that could plant some shit on Goff and come contract year 2 or 3. One Super Bowl and we officially won the Stafford trade. Absolutely. And don't forget, one of those picks that we traded back to get Gibbs with was traded back again behind our pick and then traded behind again. Remember that? We traded it back twice. Who'd we end up in the third round when we traded back twice out of the second? With the division as good as it is, you are not winning 2 rings in the next 4. You'll be lucky to get to a Hey, I'm saying we'll be lucky to get to a Super Bowl because everybody, yes, Hooker was part of those picks that we got out of the LA thing because we traded back with their pick. Breaking news, Goff was caught playing with his team with enough blow to be booked for distribution. Nice try, Fred. Oh, man, that's great. That's great. Oh, yes, Hooker. And like I said, if you look at it with being able to get out of it in 2026, let's say it does go off the rails the next 2 seasons. We don't get those 2 Super Bowls or even 1. Hooker and blow in Detroit, huh? Yeah, that's nothing new. At least he knows he's good enough for effing Detroit. Yeah, we do have some interesting games on the schedule. Let's talk about them again. I love the Sunday night matchup in week 1. We beat the Rams with our weak secondary. Is anybody scared of them this time coming back to Detroit in week 1? We beat the Bucks at home. We face them in week 2, and then we go to Arizona. Yoli Cruz says, "Good morning, everyone." Good morning, Yoli. Family is all Rams fans. Oh, you're going to rub it in their face, aren't you? Yeah, I said it too because you don't have Pete Carroll coaching the Seahawks. Yes, he's there in an advisory role. I said by the time we get done with the Cowboys game, we're either going to be 5-0 or at worst 3-2. Does anybody disagree with that? I see. You agree? Okay. I see us beating the Rams is undone. We beat them with the worst secondary in the league last year. I don't know why you think we'd lose to them in week 1. And all we got to do in Dallas is not leave it in the refs' hands. I really like Puka too, but at the same time, we didn't have anybody that could cover him. And he's not fast. That's the crazy thing. You know what? Bad calls happen all the time, everywhere. I'm not going to say a bad call won a game. Our secondary was straight booty cheeks. Puka Nacua set a playoff record for receiving yards in that game. He goes, right, there's a super strong knack for breaking tackles. And it doesn't help when Kendall Vildor leaves his feet trying to get the ball that he can't reach. Yeah, because by then you guys should be gelling with your new offensive coordinator and everything you got going on. And he's supposed to be taking a leap forward this year too. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the camps and in this preseason. But Campbell looked good in coverages versus the Bucks. He looked good in coverages versus the 49ers. Wait. Okay, wait. Everybody griped about Jonah Jackson here last year because in pass protection he was absolute booty cheeks. Now you're going to say we have one of the best O lines. We already did once, and he had some plays versus KC too. He had plays off and on all season. He had an up and down year. They played him out of position for 11 games. Jesus Christ! Like where some people are just you just can't make everyone happy. Yep, Bears get to play spoiler towards the end of the year if nothing else. Arnold doesn't play the slot. He lines up in the slot. Yeah, we didn't play Jack to his strengths. We put him at Sam linebacker after Houston got booked. I'm saying the only toss up is the Seahawks. I think we smacked the Rams right in their mouth to start. They couldn't stop our running game with Donald. Do you expect them to stop it now? Well, they did pick up Jared Verse and Braden Fiskey. Shit happens. We also you brought it up the other day. Where's pressure rates? In which I actually looked it up. We were actually like 19th. pressure rate. you we can only hope, Fred Peterson. But and I personally don't care. We're winning Thanksgiving. Every 7 years we win the game. Go back and look at our history. Sorry you got us on year 7 since our last win there, Ken the Bear fan. Our last win, 2017. The win before that was 2010. The win before that was 2003. Can't count the Barry years because we always won on Thanksgiving with Barry. But they lost AD and that ex Bear I won't name. Which ex which ex Bear? Come on, tell me. Let it out. Release your pain, Ken. Hey, I don't blame you. And I also look, the moon will not be in waxing gibbons this year on Thanksgiving. The phase we always lose with. I have the Bears at like 9, 7-9. I think they're more improved than last year. I'm not trying to be a homer here. I have them at 7-9, but I got the Vikings at 5-7. Start getting ready to chant as I'm done. Good luck with it, Ken. That's all I got to say. But I have our window of wins somewhere between 11 and 13. I don't see how you can say that when it's a rookie. I'm a UCLA fan, so I hate Williams. Glad we whipped his ass last year. Love it. I'm just saying I watched Caleb struggle against every good team with a decent defense. The over under is 10.5. So Vegas expects the same. Wishful thinking. On paper, I have us splitting in the division all the way down. Everybody wins their home games. All right, Hatter's house. I appreciate it. I have everybody in the division going 3-3. Other than, well, excuse me. You can't call a rookie a number one until he proves it. It's got to be done on the field. And Keenan Allen, if you get 8 games out of him, hooray. Swift won't even be playing on Thanksgiving. He'll be hurt by then, more than likely. That they had the over under last year at 2.5. This year they raised it to 3.5 because he had a healthy season for prop bets on when, when he'll get injured. It raised it a whole game, people. I think that's funny as hell. Very few rookies start out hot, especially QBs. Even CJ Stroud had a bad game his first game. I have the Lions sweeping the Vikings. Woo! Hmm. Let's see that. He had 11 of 87. He had 14 of 77 versus Buccaneers, or 8 of 77, and he had 7 for 110 versus the Rams. What do you mean? He had almost 300 yards in the postseason. Ken, at least be real. St. Brown is the best at what he does. I'm not saying he's the best one. Do I think Davenport can finally stay healthy? If he's not the starter, yes. If he's used as a rotational pass rusher, 100%. If he's the starter, we're kind of screwed. He'll be hurt by week 4. St. Brown gets open when it's important. Absolutely. But to say he disappeared the whole postseason is a fallacy. Always open, St. Brown. Even when he's covered, he's open because Goff will throw it to him in double jump. No, we don't raise a banner for selling out tickets. We did raise a banner for winning the North because, hey, what else have we had in the last 32 years, Ken? Nice trying to be a troll, but it is what it is. We take what we get. How far did the Bears go in the playoffs last year? Oh, wait, you guys had the basement. That's right. Wow, I didn't come in your show to talk crap ever. Do you think St. Brown would even been good if drafted by another team? Or did our scheme and coaching help a ton? We're all Lions fans. Of course they're going to agree. Why wouldn't they agree? They don't always agree with me. Some of them said Goff was getting his contract extension, and they were right. I was wrong. But I listened to exactly what Ken's too busy watching the Bears games from '85 back in the good old days, 4 scores and 30 years ago. Fred's on one today. Hey, but there's one thing that Ken will agree with. It's my favorite sponsor. They may not pay me any money, but I love to put them up here. FTP. And no, it's not found the plunger. Put an FTP in the chat if you agree. Hey, Ken, you remember that one time when you guys passed on Mahomes for that bum Trubisky? He really wasn't a bum. Didn't he get him to the playoffs 2 out of 3 years? Or was it 3 out of 4? Even Ken's got to be on the FTP train, aren't you, Ken? People sending me news I announced at the top of the podcast. That's amazing. Hey, versus the Lions and that porous defense, anyone would have looked like Joe Montana, Ken. You guys could have had the second coming of you're talking about Matt Patricia era. It's not a fair comparison. And Davey throws out an FTB in there too. We appreciate you. Yeah, he wasn't a bum. He just had a poor coach that broke out the Tecmo Bowl playbook. And Ricky Sakat says, "Yep, I learned as soon as I learned something you already knew 4 hours ago." Man, I try to stay on top of it as much as I can. But this morning I slept in. I enjoyed it. FTP is good, but blow pack blow. Well, they got to blow all winter. They get so much snow up there. They got to do that just to find the stadium. The problem is the packages under the seats in the stadium. That's why they don't want to renovate it. It's how they're able to withstand the cold. They're all going, woo! That is Ken Doby. Yes, it is. Oh, thank you, Ricky. Yep. But year three, like I said, if it all goes off the rails with golf, that's our out year. The first one, 2026. May have no trade clause, but he can't stop being cut. Well, guys, time to talk about my other sponsors, the ones that actually pay me for talking sports with you guys, because some of you actually come in, like the Lion King. He came in and got a couple tires from me. Brandon's Tire Service, located at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road. We sell used and new tires. If you need new tires, give us a call, 810-233-8230. Give us a call, ask for George Red or myself, and we will give you a quote. If you need used tires, they start at 40 bucks a piece. But if you're buying a set of tires, come on in, mention this ad that you heard it from Smoke and Jeremy B, and you will get 10 bucks off a set. We are currently sitting at 441 subscribers. So please like, share, and spread this podcast out with all your friends. And just remember, even though the building and the van don't look that good, and yes, that's owned by the building, if somebody trusts us to work on a 1963 Rolls Royce Silver Phantom European edition, hey, we're good enough to work on any car. Well, I need to get up an hour earlier and catch the morning show. Ken and Ken in the morning. We have Bears, Vikings, Packers fans, even a Falcons and Raiders, but missing a Lions fan. Oh, maybe if I feel like it. Never judge a book by its cover. Wise words from my father. Yeah, I'm ugly as sin and probably look half retarded, but guess what? I know a lot of shit. And last but not least, Gloss Negron, the best window tinner in Saginaw. Give them a call, 409 Hamilton Street in Saginaw, 989 443 9240 to set your appointment to either get your windows tinted or your car detailed. And he can make it look great like this Maserati SUV or this 300 C class. And don't forget, I was talking about your building, goofball. I was doing. God blessed you with the voice, though. Thank you, Biz Undone. I appreciate that. The hooker dream is never dead. Just check out the corner of 8 Mile. Yeah, Hollis Hall Report is back. But if you have a TV, download the app, Huddle Sports Network. That's us. We're on TV 24/7. I remember last year when they said that Justin Fields would be a top 7 QB. I think it was ESPN. Heck, Nick Wright had him earning the MVP. I'm glad I got all that out of the way so I can just talk football for a few minutes before we leave to start our days. What if I'm on it, Ricky? If I was a guest on there, would you get up and watch it then? So we can just talk legitimate NFC North football? I ain't getting up for no bear show. Boo. I don't remember that. Yep, if you're there, I'm there. I'll let you know. Not saying I'm going to get my butt up that early. I might watch the show and jump in the comments. I know it's not a bear show; it's a football show. But this is the only time that works for me to talk Lions. Um, for everybody that doubted me and what I've been trying to do over the past 3 years, that right there is the culmination of my efforts. The press pass being at the draft like that, um, it kind of legitimized me a little bit. Oh, but right now the Lions get trashed because no Lions fans get in the comments. Oh, I'll have to fix that tomorrow, there, Ken. I've been in the comments a couple times, but normally I was live. Made it hard to talk football and be live at the same time. Because I was told by a couple people on pages that I knew nothing of football, that I would never make it doing this. Here I am going on season 3 of my own show, 4 years total of podcasting, third season as a writer. Um, I've learned a lot from a lot of people. I've even learned stuff from Ken. I learned from everybody I podcast with because sometimes you can sit back and listen and then respond and sound a lot smarter than to just open your mouth. Hard work pays off. Just ask Jared Goff. It was 17 snaps that he played, but 10 of them he took on double teams. He had a tackle for loss on another one And other than that, he got bowled over one time, and everybody's saying he's a bum because of it. He was a rookie. It happens. At defensive tackle, I don't care how big you are. If you don't have the right angle or the right leverage, or if somebody gets lower than you, you're going to get bowled over. But granted, he freed Aleem McNeil up for one more sack than Benito Jones did. But yes, Ken the Bear fan with Ken and Ken, the morning show. They go live at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Eastern. So they're on at 11 a.m. And we are not just Lions fans. We are fans of the North. We talk our crap when we have to. But you know what? We try to have a decent show. I try to be respectful. And that's what I am on this one. And I'll be back here right again at noon Eastern, 11 Central, uh, 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific. There, I got them all in. Yeah, it was a total of 17 snaps he played over a 3-game span, and they weren't together. He was played when Bugs went down in the 1 quarter, and then Bugs never got to come back in. And that was the one when Bugs got in AG's face about Charles Harris being benched with him. And then he got in another game later in the season. Yeah, of course we do. Except the Packers, we all hate them with a passion. No, just kidding. Sorry, I had to throw that out there, Ken. All right, we're on the same page there, Ken. But wait, isn't your co-host Ken a Green Bay fan too? It has to be rough. Yeah, he is, and Rob is too. Yeah, I know Rob Bertana. Where is Steve? Okay then, FTP. All right. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a great day. I want to say thanks to Ken the Bear Van, even though he was giving us some crap for a while. He's a good guy. I like Ken. We've talked quite a few times on different shows. So I want to say thank you and try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love. Have a great day.